What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Adamentality World. Going to discuss Hell in a Cell, the results. Let me know what you think below. And to help me with this, I have the List of Adamentality. You just made the list! So, for the first match of the night in Hell in a Cell, we had the first Hell in a Cell match, which was Roman Reigns versus Rusev for the, I don't know if you can see it, the United States Championship. So I picked Roman Reigns to win this one, and I was right. I said there was a lot of back and forth. Pretty physical match like I assumed it would be. There's one part that was kind of cool when Rusev had Roman Reigns in the Accolade and he had the chain across his mouth. And I was like, oh shoot, he might actually beat him right here. That'd be a cool finish because that looks like it really painful. But of course, superhuman Roman Reigns gets out of it, jumps up, and then some things go by, and then Rusev's on the stairs, and Roman Reigns spears him on top, pins him 1, 2, 3, and still United States Champion Roman Reigns. I don't know where Rusev goes from here because he's lost to Roman a couple times. I like having Rusev as the U.S. champ because it gives him something to do. Without that, he just might as well be like Sheamus or somebody else. So this could be bad news for Rusev. Hopefully not, because he's a really good worker. Second match on the List of Adamentality, we have Bayley versus Dana Brooke. Bayley, of course, goes over because Bayley's better. I got a question. Does WWE start? Are they sponsored by the tape people now? Because you see everybody's taped up. First it started with Cesaro. A long time ago we had John Cena being taped up. Then we had Cesaro, who slowly became a mummy with all the tape he's wearing. Now we got Bayley wearing the tape. It's just everywhere. So that's a quick question for anybody that knows. Is WWE Superstars sponsored by that tape or something? So Bayley wins, like I said. Third match, we got Enzo and Cass versus the Club. Let's see. They kind of go back and forth. There's nothing special going, like fighting a little bit here, a little bit there. Finally, they get rid of Big Cass out of the picture. Then you just got Enzo, and that's a bad scenario because Enzo is smaller than all of them together. So they get rid of Cass, they get him up on the Magic Killer, and they win, beat Enzo and Cass, which is what I predicted and which I thought was the best finish, because the Club need to be pushed because they're good wrestlers, and Enzo and Cass, they're going to be big stars no matter what, as long as they keep them together. Fourth match, we have the second Hell in a Cell match, and that was for the WWE Universal Championship with Kevin Owens versus Rollins. Once again, I said nothing special. They're going back and forth. KO set up 2 tables. And that's never really a good sign for whoever sets up the tables, because if you set them up, you're probably going through them. And of course, Kevin Owens did go through them, but it was kind of like they had a little flop because Kevin Owens didn't quite get it. So it looked like, for one point, it looked like Seth Rollins was going to set Kevin Owens up for the Styles Clash, but of course Seth Rollins was able to hoist him up, pick him up, throw him over the top rope, and through the 2 tables. That was a cool spot. Then of course at some point Jericho comes out, interferes. He comes out first and closes the door, locks it, takes the key, and Kevin Owens gives a big kiss on the cheek. Kind of, ooh, look, I love you, man. Thanks for helping me out. So at this point we're wondering, like, oh, is Jericho going to turn on Kevin Owens right now? It's all up in the air. We're not sure what's going to happen, so we keep watching. They get out some chairs and tables, start bashing people. Let's see. At one point, they at the very end, Kevin Owens power bombs Seth Rollins through 2 chairs. He has them set up like you're sitting, just boom, puts them through them, which I still think has to hurt unless they took the bolts out or something, because that does not feel good. I can bet you. But like I said, it's wrestling. It's fake. Then we got the 5th match. This is the go to the concession stand if you're at the event match between TJ Perkins and Brian Kendrick. I was rooting for Brian Kendrick, and as we all know, Brian Kendrick before this at Raw, he was saying, TJ, please let me win, kind of playing little mental games with him. Then TJ, they were going back and forth, nothing special once again. And then TJ jumps off the top rope, I believe, and lands on his foot, and he acts like he's hurt, and then TJ's like, oh no, what's he going to do? And of course, we're all like, either he's really hurt, or we're like, oh, okay, this is a fake. And but of course, TJ comes over close to him. Right when he does, he headbutts him, flips him around, and then submits him with, I think, the Captain's Hook, I believe is what it's called. So you have a new Cruiserweight Champion, Brian Kendrick. Then we go into the 6th match for the WWE Tag Team Championship, The New Day versus Sheamus and Cesaro. They had a little thing backstage at first where it showed Sheamus and Cesaro like, oh, they're getting along, and then it showed them not getting along, so you're like, okay, is this going to work or not? I predicted the New Day was going to win. They actually didn't technically win because earlier in the match, Sheamus bro kick Cesaro, so you're like, oh great, there you go, there goes that team. And Sheamus actually jumped off the top rope onto all three, which was kind of cool. Eliminated all of them. And then you got Xavier Woods. It was Xavier and Big E. Kofi was the outside guy. They had two guys in the match, Xavier and Big E. And at one point you got where Xavier was in the middle of the ring. He was the legal man. You're like, oh, this is never good. Xavier, I love watching his show, but they always make him weak when it comes to wrestling for whatever reason. So it's like, oh great, Xavier's in the middle of the ring. So Cesaro gets him in the big swing. Then he gets him in the cloverleaf and starts making him submit. Big E tries to get in, but Cesaro pulls him back. And then he hits him with Francesca #2, hurts him really bad, and then you got Kofi Kingston getting ready to get hit by it, and he ducks, and then right when he does, Xavier, of course, tells the ref, hey, turn around, look right now. Ref turns around, he never turns around. Turns around, looks, and sees Kofi Kingston hit Sheamus sees Kofi kick Cesaro, sees Kofi kick Sheamus, and oh, this is qualification. So Cesaro thinks, oh cool, I won, I made Xavier tap out. But of course, Cesaro did not make him tap out because the ref saw Sheamus get kicked by Kofi. So many names. So New Day lost, but they still kept the belts. It's a weird Dusty Rhodes finish, baby. So let's see what we got with the 7th match. This is the main event. This is Sasha Banks versus Charlotte. So Charlotte came out on the shoulder of 4 guys, make her look like a queen. Then Charlotte comes out inside of a car and has all the people hanging out, kind of an ode to Eddie Guerrero. I thought they were kind of cheesy. Like, you should save that stuff for big special events, not like, ooh, Hell in a Cell. But whatever. So they come out, and before the match even starts, Charlotte attacks Sasha and throws her out of the ring while the Hell in a Cell is coming down. I thought Sasha was going to get squished by it, but luckily they knew and they stopped it. So they go back and forth. Charlotte throws Charlotte tries to throw Sasha into the barricade, but Charlotte gets turned around and Sasha throws her instead, and they fight back and forth outside. And then Charlotte grabs Sasha, boom, power bombs her through the announcer's table. And then everybody thinks, like, oh no, she's hurt, and like, oh, maybe this is the end of the match. Maybe they ran out of time because we only had 11 minutes left, I believe. It's like 7:49 my time. So Charlotte starts chasing Sasha, and Sasha's like staggering around and gets around, and then she falls, and then she starts like crying and like, oh shoot, she might be hurt. And they put the neck brace on her, start to put her on the little gurney thing, and then of course she kicks out. And as soon as the referee starts to, the announcer goes, and winner by disqualification, or winner by no contest, and then Sasha gets up, and then oh stop. So then they actually have the match. They go back and forth. They have a couple of things. They have a mess up, of course, because they're the women, where they set up a table outside the ring. Then Charlotte was supposed to put Sasha through it by suplexing her, but then she stopped. And then Sasha kicked Charlotte, and Charlotte kind of, and then fell back into it. And she didn't go through the table, she just fell onto it, so messed up right there. And they tried to set up some more tables. So then Sasha sets up a second table in the corner to kind of put her through. But then, of course, Charlotte's in the corner. Sasha tries to pick her up and powerbomb her through it, but, of course, her back gives out. She falls. Then Charlotte tries to grab Sasha, throw her through the table. Slides across. Okay, let's try it again. Picks up, throw her onto the table. Slides across. It's a lot easier to throw somebody through a table if they don't weigh 45 pounds like Sasha. I'm sorry. You're going to have to throw her from the top of the Hell in a Cell to get her through that table because she weighs nothing. So, of course, she does that. That doesn't work. Then Charlotte runs up behind her, gives her natural selection. Boom. 1, 2, 3. 3 for your new WWE Raw Women's Champion, Charlotte Flair. My buddies weren't too excited about that, but I was happy to see Charlotte win because I honestly think Charlotte is better than Sasha. I mean, not necessarily in looks, but when it comes to skill, Charlotte beats her, so why not have Charlotte win? So I'm not really sure what Sasha's going to do. Sasha might actually be hurt. It looked kind of like a weird finish right there. It looks like Sasha might actually be hurt. And if she is hurt, it's going to be really hard for Vince McMahon to give her another shot because she's already been hurt like 3 or 4 times this year. So if she's hurt a 5th time, it's probably going to be like, back of the line, you're just going to wrestle, and then you can wrestle, but we're not going to put the weight of the show on your back because you keep getting hurt. So after Hell in a Cell, they had the new Raw talk, and we had, let me go back to the list of Adamentality. After that, we had a couple people get on there. Of course, Bayley got on there and she was talking about, oh, maybe she should be #1 contender because she did beat Charlotte recently. So maybe they're gonna sell that now, since if Sasha is hurt, they're gonna get her back of the line and let her rest and do whatever. And then Bayley can be #1 contender, and people like to see that. But the biggest thing I noticed from Raw talk was Roman Reigns talking about being the Universal Champion, and that made me, oh my gosh, are you killing me? You're killing me. You're kidding me. Oh my God, you can't have Roman Reigns be U.S. Champ and Universal Champ. Like, people will riot in the streets. Okay, you've tried to shove Roman Reigns down our throat. We didn't like it. He failed the drug test. All right, cool. Back of the line. Then he became U.S. Champ out of nowhere. Please, WWE, do not make Roman Reigns Universal Champ at least for 2 years. Give him some time to stay down there, wrestle people in the mid card, wait for the draft to come around, let him become Intercontinental Champion on SmackDown or Raw, whichever it might go to. Don't make him Universal Champion or World Heavyweight Champion for a while. He needs to earn it so people appreciate him. I like Roman Reigns. I just don't want to be the main guy because he doesn't have the charisma and personality to be the top guy. Just like how I don't think TJ Perkins should be the Cruiserweight Champion. Guess what? TJ Perkins is not the Cruiserweight Champion anymore. Brian Kendrick is. You know why? Because Brian Kendrick has personality. That is about it. I hope everybody enjoyed watching Hell in a Cell. Enjoy watching this thing. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Subscribing is the best. If you haven't subscribed, do it. If you've already done it, thank you. And let's watch the next pay-per-view. It's going to be the SmackDown one. Survivor Series. I was going to both of them, so we'll get to see that. Everybody, peace.